What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. This video though is entitled "Dwight Howard's son says he ain't a real dad." So, Madame Noir article, right? And I think it's trifling, but it needs to be addressed. So basically, Dwight Howard has multiple kids. He has I think he has like 8 kids, but like 5 different women. But the oldest is like 12. So the child's mother of the oldest, the woman that was on Basketball Wives in the beginning, she comes out, dissing the guy about not speaking to his son and not seeing his son during the bubble. I'm guessing, she still lives in Orlando or whatever. And then another one comes out, says something, and then the son comes out and says, he ain't a real dad, And here's the thing. And then Madame Noir put some sauce on it. This is black men leaving the home. And I'm looking at it like the timing is kind of it says a lot. So the article basically comes out after the Lakers won the championship and Dwight Howard's on the championship team. And if I'm not mistaken, which I don't think so, that's what I'm saying, if I'm not mistaken. So he was in a bubble with his fiance, if I'm not mistaken, girlfriend, fiance. So I'm looking at the situation like, you know what this is about? He did something that would be considered a positive, and then all of a sudden, his exes come out to hate on it. And then his son comes out to hate on it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is it really he ain't a dad, or is it really that you are really, if he's not doing something for you specifically, you got to ruin every moment the guy has? And first and foremost, you got to blame Dwight, because he had all those kids with all those different women. So that's his fault, So that's what caused the situation in the first place. And the first one, Royce, she was on Basketball Wives. So she was in it for clout to begin with. And the question is, ultimately, some of these kids' mothers are stop acting like you didn't get with the guy, have sex with the guy, and have the kid for money. Stop acting like it was a love thing. Like, oh, I loved him. Nah, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So he was young and dumb, you was young and dumb, but, somebody was playing games, plotting. So it's an issue. Now, on top of that, you see this over and over and over again. These kids on social media lashing out who happen to be kids of people who are well off. And the question is, so, you in the house he paid for, probably on the phone he probably paid for, but the kids don't look at it like that. The mothers of the children are complaining in the house that he probably paid for, on the phone that he probably paid for, and I don't want to hear this, I got my own money, because using her as an example, part of the reason she got her own money is because she used him as a storyline for a TV show. So that's still him by proxy. And, the he ain't a real dad thing. The kid said that, I need him. Like, he basically said, my dad knows that I'm sad and I need him. And I'm 13 years old. I can talk now. Now, the interesting thing about that was when I read the article, I took it as the kid says he's 13 years old. He could talk now as, okay, so now he's able to talk to his dad. So now that he could talk now to his dad directly, that he Now he wants to talk, and it's like, well, what were you doing prior to that? Now, my lady took it as he's 13 years old. He can speak for himself. Now, you gonna take it whatever way you take it. But those two options are basically out on the table. And the interesting thing about this is this. I said there's gonna come a point these guys are gonna start responding. See, he's between a rock and a hard place because if people remember, he signed a non-guaranteed deal. So he's basically now a world champion who's a free agent. So if he wants to go to another team, he needs as little scandal as possible because remember he had a scandal in Washington before he left. And then there was the thing about him messaging somebody, something like that, while he was on live, whatever it was. But ultimately, to me, this whole situation looks like if he doesn't do what you want him to do, when you want him to do it, how you want him to do it, and if it doesn't affect you positively, and he's happy, it's a problem. Same thing goes for, guy gets married, issues. It made me remember Boogie Cousins. And he played for the Lakers last year, right? And that same issue, he got into it with his child's mother about wanting his child to be at the wedding. And then he got in trouble for his outburst because of that game, of how he responded to her playing that game, rather. Then I'm thinking, like, look at all of these situations over the years, and ultimately, the kids lash out as kids and teenagers, even the privileged ones. But you don't hear them talking as adults, because I think the last adult child that I remember lashing out like that was 50 Cent's son, technically, and Brian McKnight kids. And they both don't look too hot for doing it. And the thing about Madame Noir is, y'all say y'all want these guys to be providers. So this guy, even though he had way too many kids with way too many people, he actually provided for all those kids, above and beyond what the normal person can afford, right? And by proxy, he's providing for at least 5 different households from the kids that he made. So, when you make accusations and statements like, it ain't about money, I got to disagree. Because, stop acting like you didn't have the kids to get a check off of it, and I think the fact that he's with somebody, like I said before, makes it worse. Because now it looks like he's actually in love and he might actually, I don't know, get married to somebody else and now they flipping out because, oh my God, why it wasn't me? Act Shaggy, But the fact that Madame Noir took this and ran with it to basically put him on blast in a negative way was interesting because he did something online. He was like, look, for everybody who is going through something, don't quit. Believe in yourself. Don't stop. This is proof that if you keep pushing forward, good things will happen. You could win in the end. That's basically what he said on his Instagram. So basically, after that, when they won the title, he said something positive, and once he said something positive, all of a sudden, his children's mother, 2 of his kids' mothers, come out the woodworks. I can't rock with nothing like that. But you can cash that check though. Oh, okay. Now, he ain't around his kids. The bad part about it is, I could take your word for it and say he's not around his kids, he's not seeing you. Y'all kind of use the bubble as he ain't been around his kids since he got in the bubble. That ain't, you could take that both ways. Because some of y'all could be like, well, I don't know what's going on in that bubble. And I'm not bringing my kid up there. So don't act like this is, people like to play one way, like somebody just said F you, but not saying what you're doing in the interim to maybe not facilitate these relationships. Because a lot of these bad relationships, for a male perspective, moms normally get into the middle and make them bad. But now all of a sudden when a guy if he moves on and he's happy, that's what makes it bad. Not everything that's done prior. It's the fact that he's like, look, you know what? Obviously, I can't make you happy no matter what I do, so I'm gonna go make me happy. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's like, okay, you can't win for losing, right? So I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.